Hey, I'm Steven, and I make fonts as Arrow type. In my last video, I started working on small caps in the Lang typeface, which I currently offer as a version 0.3, and I'm going to be putting out a 0.4 soonish. I've kind of scheduled the drop. I'm not going to say exactly when, but one of my goals for it is to add small caps, at least kind of like a first draft of small caps. And I kind of went through some of the thinking behind it and the basic work in like generating it overall in the last video. One question I still had was like, did I generate them at roughly the same weight or like pretty close to the same weight? And I just realized one pretty simple way I can test that is measuring the horizontal stem widths of, say, the letter E. I mean, I can also just see them together at the same scale, and to me, they look really pretty close. But yeah, just to think about it slightly more, that is one, sorry, 116, and 116. Cool. So those match. And then if we go to the thin source, 18 is the stem width there, and 18 is there. So to me, that's pretty good as a match. I pretty much trust it. Just to analyze one bit further, H is like 20 units there, capital H. Does it match? Yeah, it does. Cool. Yeah, so let's see, 142. 142. Nice. All right, yeah. So yeah, my horizontals match between the families. And well, I guess the other question is, do my overall kind of widths match? And that's a little trickier. I guess I could, let me actually, I don't know. This, do I have font proofer installed now? I guess the simplest way is to, well, that doesn't really tell me, but all right. So the E is 545, 542. Okay. Let's do like the O, 666. Ooh, super metal, 675. Oh no. It's wider in the italics. It does look wider, which is why I wanted to check it. Let's see, if I do my common thing of starting a letter with a bit of slant and a bit of rotation. I can't quite remember. Was it like something like that? Oh no. Yeah. Shoot, the italic rounds are quite a bit wider. So that's a bit concerning. I don't quite know if that means I should go back to the drawing board and regenerate the italic small caps. Oh, they're just wider. Maybe the yeah, they have less side bearing adjustment, so that's probably why they got wider. I mean, it was also like sort of guessing and checking. Well, okay, well that's good news. The black weight seems spot on for the H. So maybe I just have to go and redo the thin. Yeah, so the black weight is actually really decent. And I think it's just the thin that has to be kind of revised a little bit. So we can do that. What's the best way? Let's see. If I give this 36, 36, that's 668, that's 647. So this probably needs to be, that doesn't really help me because I'm trying to figure out what to generate it at. We'll go and generate it first and then figure out from there. So we've got our, and did I already check? Funny how I'm recording it, but I literally instantly forget. But let's check one thing. I assume, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, yeah, the italic matches the Roman width pretty closely. All right, so then let's scale fast again and see if we can get a little bit closer this time. So I want to go based on these two. And I want the cap height to be 530, I remember. I think it was -2 here. What if I don't change the width at all? Surely that's not right, but it'll give me a basis from which I can then adjust. So let's just do H for now. What is our width? If we do 36 and 36, we get 615, and we want it to be 647. So we want it to be 105. Let's try that out. Did I literally just do 105 for both? Let's find out. $641. Can we paste outlines from, oh, that's cool. So we do need it to be slightly wider still. What if we just, this feels silly, but let's just try it. Did I have literally no effect? Sort of seems like it. Okay. Why would that happen? Oh wow, the side bearing's loosened. Oh well, I've got to fix that. Oh, and now 107 is too big. Lovely. Well, before I do that, let's do this skew test again. Yeah, it was too wide. That looks super cool. Okay, so 106 we'll go with. Generating all sorts of $647. Oh, so I think 106 is perfect. Let me just save a preset just to see if it works. I don't know. Okay, maybe that'll come in useful in the future. Let's generate the full shebang. I wanted this with this suffix. Generate, please. And I want to save that in small cap prep. In small caps. Replace it. Cool. Okay, so now let's go back to font. And open length in small caps. Cool. You know what? We'll add this O. And we'll fix that in a second. Selected glyphs, content of active layer. Tight. Okay. So presumably let's link this up. Presumably this might be somewhat closer. Wow, there are too many tabs open. All right. And let's see. Is there a missing glyph here? Oh yeah, let's try with the O again. Okay. Yeah, that's much closer. So I think we'll run with this. And glad I took a second stab at it because, yeah, it's nice for it to match up better. All right. Before we go any further, let's commit our changes. We're here. Oh, I definitely don't want to keep these around actually. Small cap prep. I'm on the fence about whether to keep these around. I don't know. I guess I will, and I'll throw the these ones in as well. Okay. Small cap prep with robo font ScaleFast. Cool. And at this point, I could run the build. I think I have a working build here, but I was building in this branch to try to figure it out. I guess we'll just find out. Make clean and make. And no promises. I'm not actually sure if the build is working at this exact moment. Nope. Oh, in fact, maybe it's just because did I somehow mess up the anchors in glyph H? Oh, also, actually, it might be. Nope. Okay. I was worried for a second that maybe I had added Unicodes again. Okay. I'm not really using the top left anchors. Let's check our incompatible masters. Nope. Incompatible? Okay. I do wonder about the features at this moment. Okay, we'll start with this. Bold, bold, italic, regular, and italic. Let's open these with font goggles and see how they're looking, and do small caps work yet? Yeah, they do. That's tight. Is it just me? I can't tell if these look a little lighter. They might. Hamburger font sieve. Yeah, I mean, the metrics look pretty close. Oh, this is funny. The e.cult is kind of interfering with the small caps, so I'll have to fix that one. It looks almost unicase like, but yeah, that is actually funny how the italic, but do the caps themselves? Well, I mean the normal things themselves do, so maybe it's not the worst. Hamburger font sieve. Oh, well, the caps are close, if not slightly shorter, but I don't know. That's probably, I never think it's, that big of an issue to have italics that are slightly wider. Some people do, but yeah, the T contextual alternate is also getting in the way, but that's okay. We will fix that. It's probably just about the ordering of the features / maybe I need to add a couple of lines to the features to ignore some contextual alternates. Basically, I should have pointed out, those contextual alternates are kind of neat because they fill in a little bit of white space. So like when is a really good example, actually. You can see that with cult turned on, this loses a serif and this kind of grows into the empty space there with a overbite. If we turn cult off, The E goes back to its normal form, the H does too. And yeah, just kind of gives it a little more personality and slightly nicer spacing. So, oh, that's the obvious thing. I should just show also small caps and turn off cult. And you can see that, yeah, that works. But yeah, I will just have to fix those in the features. Okay, so I think probably my best bet, no, I don't need this. Probably my best bet is to make a spacing string and just kind of go through. Oh no, I don't have my glyphs folder set up yet. All right, where are we at? Make alias. We'll drag it in here. Here we go. Spacing. Make spacing string. Here we are. Cool. Oh yeah, so I had actually already fixed up the A. Although I would say this crossbar looks a little bit funny, maybe. Yeah, I think I went a little bit overboard, and this probably looks a little better like that. That's 20. That's 18. And I'm moving things around with the option control keys held down, so it does a scaling edit, which kind of keeps these curve relationships better than they otherwise would. This is a troubling one. Let's see, so that's 20. Okay, that's 22. That's 19. I kind of think this needs to be like 21, perhaps. And this just happens because I didn't do, well, you can't, I don't think you could necessarily, maybe there's some way, but there wasn't an obvious way to maintain the thickness of the thin strokes while controlling the thickness of the thick strokes while scaling them down. I don't know. Wonder if I did go a bit light on these, honestly. 39. Oof. I would, damn, I would kind of expect that to match, actually. But do I redo it? If I don't, I've got a bunch of stems to redo. I am still really early on in the process, so maybe I should just do one more round here. Apologize for the yawn. It is not very late, but it is that daylight savings time thing where the sun goes down super early, so, or just the winter thing where the sun goes down early, so I get tired early. Love it. Let's close some of these windows that we don't necessarily need. You know what, we're gonna see if the preset sticks. And just in case it doesn't, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Okay, close all windows. Oh God. No, thanks. Oh, dang. Except I deleted some of these. Oh, you know, keeping them in a desktop area is actually not a terrible idea at the moment. Because that keeps these out of the repo. I could also put them in a get ignore. I just don't want to check something into the repo that's, see, the presets are gone. So maybe it's because I need these open. No, I don't know where the presets would be saved. Oh well. We will look at our screenshot as our preset. How about that? So we want this at 106. I think 39. What was this? 38. What if we just do this? Let's see what happens. We'll keep the original side bearings for now. It's probably closer than scaling them. We'll just generate a test glyph. $39. Okay, I think that's kind of what I want to hit because this is 38 and this is 40. So yeah, I want to be at 39, which is just 0. Cool. I will regenerate these. Delete. Small cap prep. Let's overwrite those. And we'll pop them open again. Wait, no, I want it. Copy. Special paste. Cool. And now we need to update this to the proper component. Okay. So now if we go back here again, we lost a little bit of work, but nothing too extreme. It's 20. Did we lose work? I mean, I hope so. Did it not? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it. Was it like smart about it? Sort of. Well, that's cool. If we don't change the weight in the thin, these stay the exact same. So that gives us a little head start. Sweet. A little more of a head start, I should say. This seems messed up. Maybe I need to close out of the uprights. Let's scale fast again. Get pretty fast at this, to be honest. Okay, I believe this was our settings. Yep, pretty simple. Okay. Got to figure out this. Okay. Oh God. No. Oh my God. I guess I really should have closed out of that. So annoying. Okay. We're gonna do a force quit. Because otherwise we're running at that 40 times. Open with glyphs. Ugh. All right, we're gonna have to. Oh, we could open it. Let's try to save it once more just to be sure. Special paste. Okay, let's try this spacing string again. And okay, now that matches up. Yeah, the weight is matching better with the thin. Cool. I will still have to fix the thick because I think it is necessary to scale down the weight because there's quite a big difference between the weight in the capitals and lowercase here, and these have to more match the lowercase. At the same time, I don't want them to be like a lot lighter than the lowercase, so 206. I may have to generate the uppercase small caps again, or the small caps in the black weight. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't quite think that through quite right. Okay, well, I guess that's the next step. Yeah, so this is fun. This video is not, or this session is not what I kind of had in mind. I sort of expected a chill session of just nudging things around, but also the reason I mean, no judgment if you're doing exactly this, but the reason I don't generally watch TV while designing type is that I want to be open to always paying attention to what I'm doing so that I can catch things like this and ultimately try to be as efficient as possible, rather than putting in as much time as possible. Though I admit sometimes those things flip in priority, where sometimes you just need to spend as much time as possible on something, even if it means a little bit of distraction. Well, let's try it. Let's go thicker again. I wish I had screenshots. I've got this. Well, I do have screenshots if I look at the video that I took previously, which may not be a terrible idea. Oh yeah, we're prepping from here. Okay. Oh yeah, I can match the exact vertical stem, which is the coolest thing. So let's see. If we want it to be 215, that might work pretty well. Oh, that's really interesting. This, I think, snaps to like the original horizontals, which is pretty cool, actually. Maybe that's how we can get closer to the original horizontals. And then we do have to fix the curves. It's kind of, I guess, a game of deciding which thing is less disruptive in the end. These are uglier, but probably closer to what I actually want. These are definitely better looking, but require, I guess they require surgery either way, essentially, but maybe this does do the boring part of it, and then it would just leave the beautifying part, which might actually be kind of good. So we'll try it. Oh God, I don't remember what width. I mean, I guess if I'm redoing it anyway. What if I just do width 106 for everything? Those look pretty wide. Okay. I don't know. We're about to do the italic as well, so maybe I'll just do the same. That looks a bit too wide. 102. Let's 101. Let's go with 101. Okay. And let's do that because this is kind of our second approach. I'm going to screenshot you. And then let's close out of our stuff and open the new stuff. I can't tell if this is especially or boring or not. Probably especially boring. Okay. Maybe it's more especially ASMR-y. That always feels like a bit of an insult, but maybe it's fine. Okay. I know a guy that does like skateboard ASMR recordings, which I'm actually into that idea. That's pretty cool to me. Because like once you start liking skateboarding, you do end up liking the sound of skate wheels and stuff on pavement. It's a good sound. Okay. So we wanted it to be the Black Italic. And let's consult our ye old screenshot. We wanted it to be 215, 142. Oh, and I didn't leave initial side bearings, but I kind of feel like I should have, so I'll do that. And it was 101. Was it really 101? God, I have a terrible memory sometimes. All right. 709. $6.99. Let's see if I paste this and I skew it. No, oh, why? Stop it. Cool. Okay. So 101, I think, was correct. Seems really good to me. All right. Yeah, so we'll save this as a small cap prep laying italic, black, small caps 2. Okay, let's close everything here. Sure. Okay, let's close out of a U. Close out of a U. And U. And then we'll open our latest. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy these and paste these. Yeah, they're definitely uglier outlines, but I do kind of suspect that they'll be shorter or more efficient in the long run, which might be a super silly thought. Oh well, in either case, I know that I want to fix them up, so maybe there is something valid about doing the really basic silly fixes from the get-go, and then doing the fixes that I actually care about in the actual sources. So like, for instance, changing the outlines where I think they're more useful to change, like that. Whatever. Sometimes you have to stop worrying about what the best thing is and just start doing the thing. And you can only try to boost your efficiency by so much until it is no longer efficient to do so. So, I don't know. I have learned a lot in this workflow, and now I think I'll learn more from just doing the sort of manual side of it. Yeah, like that is pretty damn rough. But pretty fast to fix. It's always a bit hard to know how much I should push these kind of cut-ins, you know? Kind of want it to look monolinear, but also be compatible and look smooth and have some sort of definition there. It's a bit of a tricky spot. Yeah, okay. What if I just copy and paste? looks wrong for some reason. I think the angle is not steep enough. That's better. These kind of look too closed. I think that's better. This looks really janky. Oh, interesting. I kind of wonder if this form should change a lot more. Maybe not. Or maybe somewhat. Maybe it, instead of doing this ball terminal thing, it should like do more of a lowercase terminal thing. Almost like the bottom of S would be worth a try. Let's give ourselves a little backup layer there. Yeah, honestly, it's not too bad. I think there's a certain logic to it, at least. Because small caps are somewhere between lowercase and caps. Then again, does that mean that like the top serif of a C or G should not be the same? I don't know. Whatever. I think it looks pretty good. I guess we need to do that. And how does this look? I just want to make it look pretty acceptable in the middle there. Or rather, good. I want it to look good in the middle, not just acceptable. Well, we'll go with it for now. This K looks hilarious. I think it just kind of has to become wider to have enough room for what we need it to do. Kind of feel like this has to open up somewhat. honestly just looks too thick still. So one fun thing we can do is like scale like that. I think that is already better. Let's see. I love when I can use a scaling edit like that. Okay, this needs to be better. This is a little all over the place. I'm just going to go through and do a whole next pass for spacing. I believe. What the? There we go. I should probably be rolling with show all instances instead of that. That is much more helpful at the moment because that way I can see this and then how it interpolates down. Much better. That leg is kind of funny in a small cap, I gotta say. But it somewhat works. It's funny, I don't always know when these will and will not work for this copy and paste sort of thing. Like sometimes it works like magic, other times it does not. I had to do Command Shift R to kind of automatically order the points again. Oh, this is probably the coolest looking / worst example, but that is something we can fix eventually. Maybe the real pro move is to like scale fast multiples of these. So like the S has to get more contrast. And it could. Let me see that. Prep black normal. Just as an exploration. Just gonna stash that. Oh yeah. Well, but it doesn't look thick enough. But maybe it's easier to make this look thick than to make that other one look thin. This thing is like on my other screen. Don't want that. 30, wait, was that right? 124. yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much better. Okay. I am starting to feel totally restless, and this video is probably starting to be totally boring. And yet, I am relatively close to actually, like, doing a first draft of A to Z small caps in the Roman. So I am pretty excited to just jam on this a little further to get it kind of where I want it to be. I think this is going to have to get wider. Will this work? No. No. Almost. What the fuck? Oh, God. There we go. You got to drag from further away. I use the scaling tool there. And I set like a scaling origin, and that works pretty well. This guy's pretty rough. I think this just has to get wider to kind of have room for itself. Slash, maybe it doesn't need... Yeah, that's a good question. Does it, should it lose the top serif sort of like the lowercase does? I might have to do more thinking around that one. I want it to align to there. Honestly, we should probably just give this a couple of more points so we can kind of manipulate it a little better. Something like that might make sense. And then we have to make sure to also add points in the corresponding locations to allow it to interpolate. Yeah, that kind of is starting to work. I think it's like leaning slightly weirdly. That kind of looks more upright maybe. I don't know, to be continued. This is funny how it like swells up there. I wonder, what if I just do that? Kind of. I don't know. It's a start. I still have to do the numbers. I think I'm going to hold off on those for now, just because I am kind of hungry, and this is a good stopping point. Good as any. I've got, they look a little too dark, I think. Maybe that's to be expected. I don't know. I have to think about that more. I think I probably have to widen them up a little bit to allow them to keep their kind of horizontal thickness, slash maybe I have to just make the horizontals the same thickness, but actually lessen the vertical thickness. I'm just sort of thinking that, like, compared to the uppercase, these look really dense and they've got a ton of really small little counter spaces, which doesn't feel great. So, like, I guess one thing I could do is r dot. Well, yeah. So you can see, like, this is kind of the smallest counter space. The smallest counter spaces in the normal lowercase glyphs are in here, kind of, and this is much tinier. So that doesn't feel right to me. Whereas if we do something more like basically making it a lot wider. Yeah, kind of like applying some of the lowercase rules almost. Like that the lowercase black styles have to get a lot of contrast added, just because otherwise they just get way too dense. So that already, even though it looks a little like silly in isolation, I think it works quite a lot better. Probably same with like b.sc. Probably has to get a little wider, and then these have to get narrower in the middle. I think these probably have to become a little more rounded as well. They're very square. Let's look. Yeah, I think these changes are helping. They almost, yeah, just because it's such bold little letters, they have to kind of do a bit of weirdness, I think. But honestly, they look kind of cool with these changes. And I sort of feel like it's okay for the, well, somewhere between totally necessary and okay for the small caps to be kind of their own thing a little bit. Yeah, somehow that feels too light compared to some of these other things. I'm just really like kind of zooming around and fixing things as I see them. And then I'll become more strategic after I put out the main fires, perhaps. Slash after I come back because I need dinner. But already, I like with just those few changes, honestly, it's already looking so much better to me. Yeah. It just needed a little bit of like definition in some of these tight counter spaces. So yeah, definitely to be continued, but yeah, I'm kind of actually liking that a lot better than I was a minute ago. I was seeing if I could change this in such a way that it looks better here as well. The one unfortunate thing about a lot of these, like, well, unfortunate, I don't know. The thing about changing the contrast a lot in the thickest small caps is that I'll have to do a lot of intermediate layers, basically like, regular weight masters to fix some of the contrast in the regular weight, but that's not going to be that bad. I do love how they look. Just, yeah, they're pretty cool. Okay, well, hopefully that was entertaining. If you're working on something like a project, creative project, a font, something else, I hope it's going great. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and comment. And yeah, take care.